Hi everybody, it's Eric, your science teacher. You may recall in our first class, you learned that I like to do lots of exploring. Sometimes I explore by myself, sometimes I explore with my family. In this lesson, we are going to learn how scientists explore. Scientists explore by observing things. And when they observe things, they often wonder about them. And when they wonder, their wondering leads to wonderful scientific discoveries. Let's take a look at some of the things that I have seen recently and some of the things that I am wondering. As you watch, I want you to think about, what do you see and what do you wonder? I went to the beach and I saw this small bird and I wondered, why was it walking so close to the waves? And why did it keep putting its beak in and out of the sand? I went to the forest and I saw a chipmunk eating some crumbs on a rock. And as I watched closely, I noticed its cheeks and I wondered, why were its cheeks so puffy? I went to a field and saw an elk, and I wondered why it moved its mouth from side to side when it chewed. At a farm, we saw a horse. I wondered if it was a baby horse or just a small horse. I went to the desert, and I searched for things. I saw cactuses and wondered how they survived with no water. And I also saw something that was very, very strange. I saw shells in the desert, and I wondered how they got there. I saw some race cars, and I wondered why the cars were going one way, but their wheels were turned the other. We went to a lake high in the mountains, and we saw this animal swimming, and I wondered what it was. And I wondered, how could it climb that?
A frog. A bat. Wow. What is a bat doing swimming instead of flying?
I went hiking and running in the mountains, and I saw footprints of dinosaurs, and I wondered how fossils were made. We went to a rainforest, and we saw this great big mountain, but it didn't look like any other mountain. And as we watched and watched and watched, we started to wonder, how are volcanoes made? And where do the fiery rocks come from? I went for a walk on this great big rock, and I wondered why most of the plants seemed to be growing in the same place. We went to a lake, and we saw some tadpoles swimming, and we wondered, why did some have no legs and others have legs? One night, I stayed up late, and I looked out the window, and across the dark, dark sky, I started to see lights, and I wondered what they were. And as I wondered what they were, I wondered, how could there be lightning even when there was no rain? I saw a rabbit eating some grass, and I wondered why the rabbit's fur seemed to be the same color as most of the grass. We found some really big pine cones, and I wondered, do really big pine cones come from really big trees? I saw a fish, and I wondered why it wasn't in the water. We walked along the beach, and we saw tracks in the sand. And we wondered, where did they come from, and where were they going? We went for a walk, and we noticed a tree, and we noticed berries on the tree. And we wondered, why were some berries red and other berries green? We went swimming under the water, and we saw lots of bubbles. And we even saw some fish. And as we watched the fish and watched the bubbles, we wondered, do fish breathe air that is trapped in the bubbles? I went on a plane and I looked out the window. And as I looked, I saw the sun up high and the clouds down low. And I wondered, if it was sunny and cloudy up high, what was the weather down on the ground? So now it's your turn to start observing and wondering like a scientist. Take a look around and make many observations. What do you see, and what do you wonder?